Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Diving Stations night here at the Disability Social Club of Toronto. Special warm welcome to those of you who is with us attending on YouTube. So tonight's topic is going to be a very special one. Not special, I would say, but it's related on the topic of Go Transit. Over the past 3 years, we've been discussing lately about the biggest of the biggest transit agencies. So, like last year was TTC. This month, no, not this month. The month, 2 months before was the YRT. Now we're going to be discussing about the biggest of the biggest. So what I mean by the biggest of the biggest is Go Transit is not particularly owned by the board of the TTC. So the TTC is the main character itself. We're talking about Metrolinx. So Metrolinx holds three three things. I'm sorry, my computer is there we go. It owns three things. So Up Express, so that means it goes from Union to Mount Dennis straight to the airport. So if you ever have like a flight that you need to catch, the airport is in Mississauga. So what you need to do is you need to go from downtown if you live in downtown. You go from downtown all the way down to Union Station, and then from Mount Dennis, that's near Etobicoke, the center of Etobicoke. So everything you see, like Mount Dennis to Renford, that's like in the border between Mississauga and no Etobicoke and Mississauga. So that's what we're going to be talking to you guys about today. For those of you who is participating on Zoom, I did send you guys this piece of paper that you can go ahead and scan your QR code. Um, so this information that you see right here, I'm not sure why it's blurry. You get the idea. So yeah, there we go. So you have something like this on WhatsApp, but for you, Tamara, I'm going to send it to you directly because you do not have WhatsApp. So with that being said, you guys can follow along with us on YouTube, or if you want to follow along via the QR code, you can as well. So tonight is going to look rather different. So we're gonna start off with the login, and you might just well, we already logged in, but we're going to be starting off with the reminders and something before we get started. It's a very short, like very short. And then for those of you who've been participating on YouTube, you know that we have a short break. So for those of you who is new, hi everybody. Welcome first of all to our live stream. Uh, we usually do 2 breaks in each session, and the reason why we do 2 breaks is because we want to make sure that you guys are off the screen for like a few minutes. So you're on the Zoom or you're on YouTube watching us from anywhere. And then as soon as you guys see this link right here, I'm not going to pause the YouTube video. If you see this, that means the ones that are participating on Zoom, and you guys will be on break. So it's a very short timing break. So we are going to be going on break from 8:15 until 8:20. And then after right away at 8:20, there is the first topic of the night. We're going to be talking about the history, gold transit's early days, bus services, um, their creation, growth, and um, recessionation. And then the other break is the same thing from it's the same thing, but instead we're gonna go until 8:40 p.m. Then after 8:40, straight away again is the second topic. In that topic, we are going to be talking about operations, rail, bus fares, and the unique tap on and go system that they provide in Presto within the Go Transit system. And the final topic will be again the tap on and off system, as I said earlier, train station, stations, and connections. And then finally, 9 p.m., we are going to be doing the final remarks, announcements, and for those of you who is participating on um, 1 second. For those of you who is participating on Zoom, you are welcome to have a little bit of a social time with us before you leave. But I'll end it for the one who is participating on Zoom. I'm sorry, on the YouTube. For those of you who is participating on Zoom, you are welcome to have a little bit of a social time with us before you leave. But I'll end it for the one who is participating. You guys see me okay? Participants on Zoom, do you see me okay? Hold on, I'll just read 1 second. So yeah, I'm so sorry about that, everybody. So we just had some technical difficulties. But back to what I was saying about the um, slides. So that is what we're going to be. Just want to make sure Okay. So, for those of you who is participating with us on the Zoom, feel free to. I'm so sorry I forgot to put this on the classroom this morning because I was rushing. So we are going to be having a few reminders before we begin. So currently we are live on our YouTube channel. So there is, like I said earlier, there is a QR code located at the bottom of the this timetable, the one that I usually give you every week on our social medias. So if you want, you can go on YouTube and you can scan the QR code right here. For those of you who's participating on YouTube, don't worry, the slides is on here. So if you want, oops, actually you know what? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot to turn it to the Google. Okay. And we got to turn it on to the other side. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we are currently live on YouTube, and there is the QR code for those of you who want to be a part of us. Um, you can again scan the QR code. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna go back to the break. Anyhow, you guys, we are going to be breaking early, so feel free to have a bottle of water to drink, and I'll be back. We'll be back soon. Hello everyone. So I'm so sorry that happened earlier. Usually, um, back at home it would be good perfectly Wi-Fi. However, today is not a really good day for it. Anyhow, let's try to be positive and hope for the best. Um, so our first session is we're going to be learning about Go Transit. So I just found out from my family friend that Go Transit is not actually Go Transit, it is actually the Government of Ontario Transit. So if you're wondering, oh, what's the meaning of Go Transit? Well, that's the meaning of the meaning of uh, the Go. So, Go Transit is a regional public transit system serving the Greater Toronto Area and the Greater Golden Horseshoe, along with the Peel region, that is Mississauga, Oakville, and so on. With its hub at Union Station in Toronto, Go Transit's green and white trains and buses serves a population of more than 7 million across an area of 11,000 square kilometers or 4,200 millimeters, stretching from Kitchener in the west to Peterborough in the east, and from Barrie in the north to Niagara Falls in the south. In buses on routes that connect with all local and some long-distance intercity transit services in its service area. Go Transit began regular passenger service on May 23, 1967 as part of its Ontario Ministry of Transportation since then. It has grown from a single train line to 7 commuter rail lines. Go Transit has been const, const, contribute I'm so sorry contribute in a variety of public and sector configurations. Today, it is an operating division of Metrolinx, a provincial crown agency with overall responsibility for the negative integrative and transportation planning within Greater Toronto and Hamilton areas, and is projected to grow dramatically with electrifications, increased frequency, and new station through the GO expansion, which is scheduled to be completed in phases through 2025-2032. So the cities in and around the GTA and the Hamilton area expanded greatly during the 1950s, um, influenced by the growth of immigration and industrialization. Much of its existing commuter services was provided by the Canadian National Railway, which, by the way, we will get to learn more about this CN. Um, is it CN? CN, once, probably in June, mid-June, we'll see. But that's, that's for another session. Um, what which faced mounting pressure to expand its service beyond the lakeshore trains it ran between Hamilton in the west and Danforth in the east to Toronto. However, CN lacked the financial and physical capital to do this. Real improved commuter service was not considered until the 1962 Metropolitan Toronto and Region Transportation Study, which examined land use and traffic in the newly created Metropolitan Toronto. The idea of Go Transit, or the Government of Ontario Transit, was created out of fear of becoming lost in years of planning. It was approached as a test but recognized to be a permanent service. So, what that means is, let me turn myself in for a minute. So what that means is, think of it this way. You're in school and they want to test you on math, they want to test you on English, they want to test you on anything. So the government has decided, okay, since we are expanding, let us create a test fund. So what they did is they built a train, and they built hundreds of trains. And then within that moment in time, they managed to build buses as well. And they said, okay, I want to test buses from Kitchener to Mississauga, or from Finch to Mississauga, or from Finch to Kitchener. Let's see how it works. So that's what they're saying. Go Transit was firstly a tested organization. At the time, it was basically they were testing the trains, and they were testing to see if the passengers found it useful. And at the end, they did. So the passengers did find it very, very um, useful. But like, yeah, in May 1990s, in 1965, the government of Ontario, hence the name, um, granted permission to proceed with the launch of Canada's first specially designed commuter rail service at a cost of $9.2 billion or $89.9 million invested in 2025 dollars. And so you're talking a lot of money that is invested within the ghost transit system to provide so much. Me personally, I cannot extend my gratitude through this service, partially because if you think about it, you don't have a car and your bike cannot go traveling all across Canada, so you need something very much bigger to take you to go to work, to see your friends, to do this, to do whatever you want to do. So I'm pretty much grateful that Go Transit exists because without it, the Canada will not be the Canada that we all know today, right? So, so now we're going to learn more about Go Transit, but however, we're going to be learning more about it in the bus service way. So Go Bus service consists of a combination of routes. Again, like I said, Mississauga, Finch, Kitchener, Toronto, Unionville, Union, whatever you want to call it. Um, many of which stands for, there you go. Many of which stands in for train service when it's not operating, and or which extend the reach of train service to commutes beyond their terminal. Other GO buses are independent of rail services, such as the Highway 407 series of routes, which provides operational type service that encircles Toronto's proper and makes connections between all of the train lines. There are several routes that serve Pearson Airport, YYZ, and seasonal destinations such as several colleges and universities. I believe Sheridan is one of the few colleges that provides no transit. Humber College, in Seneca, I believe college. I think, yeah, Seneca College. Um, out of the colleges, I don't know the top. Constanza College, I think, provides transit service. The vast majority of Go Transit train stations have connecting Go Bus service, of which almost all the expectations are situated within Toronto proper. There are also 16 bus terminals served by Go buses, many of which provide local transit connections as well as intermediate and intermediate, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say that word, stops and ticket agencies. The first buses operated by Go Transit, Supern, Variety a variant, suburban variant of the GM New Look bus. Were unveiled by, were unveiled at Queen's Park on August 11, 1970, about a month before commencing operations on extended services east, west, and north of Toronto. Operated by Gray Coach, Gary Coach. A pilot program to test them was conducted in Pickering before they entered service on September the 8th, 1970. The first buses, okay, so they only learned about that part. Later buses included a combination of single doors, suburban type transit buses built by the Orange Bus Industries and New Flyer, and single level highway coaches built by Traverse Car and Motor Coach Industries, or MIC, now it's a subsidiary of New Flyer. Today, Go Transit operates a combination of single-level coaches, buses, and commuter-type double-decker buses. All buses are equipped with bike racks and wheelchair accessible. So if you ever want to go on a trip, and if you're on a wheelchair, that is indeed the best way and the best perfect ideal for you. If you want to go to Pickering, and if you want to go to Mississauga, but you are on a wheelchair, they will provide you with um, I don't know, so I have to stay a little bit quiet because I want to respect the woman. Anyways, so most of the older buses in the fleet are 46 foot or 13,072 meters, single level D4500 CT coach. So I'm gonna show you so let me see the I'm gonna show you what this is in case you guys are not sure familiar with that is. So for those of you who's participating on YouTube, sorry, on Zoom, you can go and see what it looks like. So this is eventually what this bus looks like. Essentially it is, I wouldn't necessarily say it's an old one, but it's new. It's new in a way, but at the same time, it's like a bus. But I don't know. I can't tell which one is new, which one is not. So if you know in the comments, just comment if it's new, if it's not new. Anyhow, that's not the point. Coach buses built by Motor Coach Industries, which can be sent, which can seat 57 people, and features a platform lift. The first models of this type entered service in 2001, and orders have continued until 2015. In April 2008, Go began operating a 43-foot, 13.11 meters Enfield 500 double-decker buses built by British manufacturer Alexander Dennis, in the UK. These buses come in three different designs, differing mainly in their size and height. All double-deckers have lower floors design and a wheelchair ramp at the front door. Again, which makes it much better for commuters who is going on wheelchair. Um, so it can give them that sort of feeling that they belong. I hope it's not raining. Despite the lower height, these buses are still too high to fit in a number of GO terminals, namely Hamilton, Yorkdale, York Mills, and Union Station. Beginning in 2016, GO Transit began placing further orders of N Info 500 double-deckers. These buses designed specifically for the GO Transit network and designed as super low, have an even lower height of 3.9 meters or 12 feet, low enough to operate on virtually the entire GO Bus Transit network. They also have a longer length. Previous orders being 45 foot and it's the same as its coach buses and dedicated space for luggage. At the rear, the chassis for these vehicles are being locally assembled as newly established facility in Vaughan, creating up to 30 new full-time jobs. Okay, so I believe this is the last topic of the night. Again, I apologize, everybody, both the members of Zoom. I believe I made a mistake. However, let us go to creation, growth, and resignation shortly, since we are indeed running out of time, and then the announcements very quickly, and then we'll call it a night. So the government of Ontario Transit, later shortened to GO Transit, started as a 3-year-long experiment on May 23rd, 1967, running single-deck trains powered by diesel in push-pull configuration on a single rail line along Lake Ontario's shoreline. GO Transit train service ran through the day from Oakville to Pickering with limited rush-hour train service to Hamilton. The experiment proved to be extremely popular, and so they carried its first million riders during its east and lakeshore west lines. It is the keystone corridor of GO Transit. Expansion of rail service continued in the 1970s and 80s, aimed at developing ridership with the introduction of Charlestown, now Kitchener, line in 1974 and the Richmond Hill line in 1978. A Milton GO train line opened in 1981, followed by the Bradford, now Barrie, and Steubenville lines a year later. Establishing GO Transit present-day service of several corridors. Other than establishing new rail corridors, GO Transit introduced the Bombardier Beard-level coaches in 1978 in order to increase the number of passengers carried per train. These unique rail cars were developed in partnership with Bombardier Transportation, and only 1 year later, in 1979, the former base rebuilt concourse at Union Station was built to accommodate these additional passengers. GO bus service began on September 8, expanding September 8, 1970, extending Newmarket and Barrie, and it eventually became a full-fledged network in its own right after 1989, feeding rail service and serving communities beyond the reach of existing trains. Okay, I would have a lot of time for this, Unfortunately, I don't, folks. I am terribly sorry. Today was an unexpected type of day for me. So I'm gonna do your announcements very quickly, and then we will call it a night. So again, thank you so much for attending and for your cooperation. I know today was not a good day for this whole thing to happen, but it is what it is, and you have to go through that. So once again, I'm so sorry, and I completely apologize both to the participants on Zoom and on YouTube. I'm terribly sorry. Um, so this actually marks the end of our diving station program for the spring. So we'll be back in September. Camp already started. Will start in the beginning of June. However, our orientation night did eventually start. So we are trying our best to let people know that uh, we are opening up a camp. Let me put me up like that. We are opening up a camp um, that's designed for disability students to come in and hang out and make new friends, kind of like what we do here, but it is for the summer. So anywhere between um, arts and crafts, TTC training, but we are going to be doing it very differently. Arts and crafts, TTC training, fun trips around Toronto, um, movie and game nights also. So these are the activities that we are offering to you as I say thank you for your support because our 5 year anniversary is coming up rapidly fast. So as a way to say thank you for supporting, we are doing this especially for you. So two very important events that's happening in June while we're at it. June 27th will be our big 5 year anniversary celebration on Zoom. So it is a free admission. I will be making a promotion maybe sometime this weekend or next weekend, and then I will be able to publish it on our YouTube channel for more information. Again, free admission. You are more than welcome to come. We may be doing half of the live stream will be related on the special presentation that I already did. Uh, we need volunteers, so although we have our own staff, it can be very hard and it can be very challenging. So we need volunteers. If you know anybody, are you closing? If you know anybody that's currently looking for, if you know anybody that's looking for jobs or looking for some place to volunteer, please send them to us. We'll be very happy to accept them. We don't need to know. You don't need to know about Discord. Um, Funding the Sun, yes. I almost forgot about the Funding the Sun. So, very quickly, Funding the Sun is happening at our community school. It will be from uh, um, June 11th from 5 to 7 p.m. We'll probably be able to make promotion on that as well. Alright guys, thank you again so much for watching. For those of you who is with us for YouTube, and again I'm apologizing again for this maybe next time, hopefully when everything is okay, we'll be able to do more things back at my house. Thank you guys so much for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.